Oh, you know what I don't have? Crap, I don't have the thing you're supposed to read.
Can you wing it?
I mean, I can ad lib it, basically telling people what to do, but let me just find Adrian once sent it to me.
We are live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the West Hartford Community Human Rights Committee. We are not meeting with our full staff tonight, but we are meeting because this is our last meeting of the spring, and we want to make sure that you know what's going on. So thank you very much for joining us. And I'm just trying to find the little thing that starts us off. Where is that thing? If anybody has it, send it to me. If not, I'm going to try and find it.
We read our.
It's a little thing you read at the beginning. You think a little thing I should have got that ready. I completely forgot about it.
Talk about the rules of being on WebEx.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know where it is.
I'll find, and we got to find the mission statement. That should be on town's website.
Yeah, that I've got. I got the town's website.
You got that? Okay, I remember that's part of it.
But I knew the part where you read this thing at the beginning, and I don't know where it is. Well, you know, folks, if you want to join us, we're on YouTube right now. We're on WHCI, and we're meeting on WebEx. And if anybody wants to dial in, Pramod, do you have the phone number that people can dial?
I'm just gonna make reference to our March recording should still be on YouTube. So wherein we read the introductory comments. So if anyone would like to review those comments, you can reference our March meeting, which is still available on YouTube on the appropriate website, which someone will fill in later. And I'm just going to reference that, and that will be stated as part of this meeting and incorporated herein.
And I will read now the mission statement of the West Hartford Human Rights Commission. The West Hartford Human Rights Commission fosters mutual understanding and respect among people and encourages equality of treatment of all people, regardless of race, color, religious creed, sex, sexual orientation, civil union status, gender identity or expression, marital status, familial status, genetic information, age, economic strata, intellectual or learning disability, including but not limited to blindness. Also, if any individual with a disability who needs special assistance to participate in a meeting or a public hearing such as this, you should contact Suzanne Oslander at the Department of Social Services. Her number, please get a pen, 860-561-7580, and it must be 7 days prior to the meeting or public hearing. I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the June 1st meeting of the Human Rights Commission. We are virtual on WebEx. Before I go any further, before I call attendance, before we do anything, I want to welcome Ms. Kristen Rosen-Jacobs, who is the newest member of the West Hartford Human Rights Commission. Welcome, Kristen.
Welcome. Thank you for being willing to serve in this way, and we're so happy to have you join us.
Thank you, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here. This is a mission that is held near and dear to my heart, and I'm ready and willing to participate.
One thing I need to inform Kristen about, because I didn't know she was going to give a speech. Sorry. Before you speak, everyone must say the following. This is Dawn Ennis. And if you want to also add your title, like co-chair or commissioner, you can do that. It's not necessary to put the title in, but because there are people who are listening instead of watching, it must be that we say our names out loud before we speak. And I should have said that at the beginning because you're new, but now you know.
Thank you for reminding me about the accommodation. So my name is Kristen Rosen-Jacobs. My pronouns are she, he, her, Ella. And I am here in the same capacity as I was before. So excited to be here and holding the mission of the Human Rights Commission near to my heart. Thank you.
We're excited to have you. So now let's just do an attendance, which is pretty easy because I can count to 5. Let's call them out. Sarah Raskin.
I'm present.
Eric, I forgot how do you pronounce your last name? Schoenberg?
Schoenberg, yeah.
Right.
Here.
Is Kristen Rosen-Jacobs here?
Yes, here, present. Thank you.
And Pramod Prathana, our facilitator. Hello. I'm Dawn Ennis, the co-chair. Our co-chair, Isam Bore, is excused of an absence. He's traveling and will be joining us again in September. Aurora, I don't remember how to pronounce her last name. Help me, somebody.
Lolita.
Thank you. Thank you. Aurora is on maternity leave, and God bless her. She had a wonderful, beautiful baby, and we wish her well. Ted Theodore Mancini is absent tonight with an excuse. And we know that our Commissioner Takesha Everett is on vacation, on holiday, as they say. So without a quorum, we will not be voting on anything, but we will just take a motion to, no, we can't take motions. We'll just say that there was no May meeting, so we don't have minutes to approve. And when we get to September, we'll have to approve the April and May minutes. And I think we also have to do voting on January and February, March minutes too, because they were all sort of filed late, but that's what happens. Okay, it's no big deal. They're minutes. They're all available on the West Hartford Human Rights Commission website. Next thing on the agenda, we did a
Dawn, not to interrupt, but do we have anybody taking minutes? This is Sarah Raskin. Do we have anybody taking minutes tonight?
This will be me. I'm the co-chair. I will take minutes.
Do you want somebody else to take minutes so that you don't have to do both at the same time?
I'm going to just watch the recording.
Oh, okay, great, great.
As long as Permad and WHCI are recording, they'll have no problems.
Technology.
It's amazing. This is Dawn Ennis saying, thank you, technology. We have no special guests tonight, but we do have guests that we could vote on if we had a quorum. Since we don't have a quorum, I'm just going to tell you who the guests could be if we decide to vote on them in September. Yukio Lida, or it could be Aida. It looks like an Aida. She's one of the founding members and parent leaders of West Hartford Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Groups, EDI, who wants to share information on an Anti-Defamation League of Connecticut webinar that they are organizing to support families, educators, and community members with age-appropriate resources and tools. We'll have to check in with Yukio because it may be over by the time we get to September. Another potential guest speaker is Ann Gaylor, investigator in the Capital Region Office of the Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. West Hartford is located, as you know, within the Capital Region's assigned area. Ms. Gaylor would like to share what they do and how we may be able to support each other. Laura Imsher is the third and last of the potential guest speakers. She is the new director of the West Hartford Public Library who wants to introduce herself and meet our commissioners. And Pramod, I imagine you must have met Ms. Imsher. Okay.
Pramod is on mute.
He's on mute. Well, that's.
He nodded yes.
He nodded yes, and I'm looking at a piece of paper, so I can't really see what he's doing. Thank you, Pramod. The next thing that we're going to discuss is that there is still a vacancy on the West Hartford Human Rights Commission, and I want to make a clarifying point. I spoke to Essie today in Town Hall. Essie, as you may or may not know, is basically the keeper of all secrets and the person in charge of all things that happen. And she told me that the only persons who will be considered to fill the vacancy that exists right now in the West Hartford Human Rights Commission is someone who is not a Democrat. It must be someone who is either unaffiliated, Republican, a Connecticut Party member, Green Party, Libertarian, Independent, or some party I haven't heard of. But if they are a registered Democrat, they are not eligible to fill that vacancy. And I want everyone to know that in case you have a candidate you would like to submit. As we found out with Kristen, if the vacancy exists, the town, meaning the mayor, will consult with her, the Republican minority member, and the town will decide who will be filling those vacancies. They have a list they're keeping. They're asking us to submit any names we want to have be considered, and they will let us know who they choose. And at this point, because it's a non-Democrat, it will be decided by the minority party, which is the Republican Party. And that's what's happening with the vacancy. Okay. We haven't discussed temporary reassignment of secretary duties while Aurora Melita is on maternity leave. But since we just previously had a conversation about that, I will temporarily assign myself the secretary duties until we resume in September. And hopefully Aurora Melita rejoins us. Sarah Raskin, did you want to have present an update on the honor roll? Is that something we can update anyone on?
Yes, this is Sarah Raskin. So also just to clarify, because I don't want anybody listening to think there's something weird going on. We have a minority party rule in West Hartford for the town council, for those school board, for the commissions. It's nothing weird. We just have, there's a rule set aside that a certain number of seats on every commission go to the minority party. And so that's why this seat has to be filled by somebody that goes through the minority party, which at the moment in West Hartford is the Republican Party. So in terms of the honor roll, we haven't gotten any new applications, but if anybody would like to submit somebody, please reach out to us through Facebook, or all of our emails are available on the town West Hartford Human Rights Commission site. We would love to have your nominations. As of our last meeting, we had about 10 nominations, but unfortunately the majority of them were West Hartford Public School teachers. It has been confirmed to me that nobody who works for the town of West Hartford, including West Hartford teachers, are eligible for the honor roll. This was something that was insisted upon by the what am I trying to say? The public schools, the superintendent of schools, and the rest of the folks in the school system, that they didn't feel it was appropriate for anybody who works for the school system to be considered.
I go on the record to say that I disagree, but it's not my place to provide them. I just want to be on the record as saying that I think that's a mistake. But
So this is Eric Schoenberg. So Sarah, did they simply say it was their preference that they not be included, or it was forbidden?
Forbidden.
Is there a rule, bylaw, etc., or is someone just giving policy? Sorry, lawyer me.
Yeah, they just don't want to, there's no rules about any of this. We're just created it out of thin air. So it's not that there's rules or bylaws about any of this. This is the first time we're ever doing it. We're creating it now. But I understand their perspective. They just feel like it's a conflict of interest. And they want to recognize people in the town. Their perspective is, I think, to paraphrase, that every teacher should be compassionate, and every teacher in West Hartford, they would hope, is doing a great job with their kids. And there's other awards that teachers can win. And so that the purpose of this award is to recognize kind of the unsung heroes, the people who are just out there in the town doing great works. So they didn't want anyone, they just felt like it's a conflict of interest for anyone who gets a payroll check from the town of West Hartford in any form, to be given one of these awards. And you're welcome to reach out, Eric, and if you feel strongly about it. I don't feel strongly about it. I do understand their perspective. I think our teachers are amazing, almost without exception. I loved every teacher my kids had, but I understand their perspective.
Yeah, this is Eric Schoenberg. Your explanation makes a lot of sense. And initially, I was against I think as Dawn was against that blanket rule against it, but you bring up some very fair and appropriate points. I don't think there's a conflict of interest because there's no personal self-gain or benefit or inside dealing. However, I think your point about there are other awards available does make a lot of sense. So I get it now.
This is Dawn Ennis. I agree with Eric. I'm swayed. I just, I love teachers, and I'm a teacher, and you're a teacher, Sarah. So it's like we want teachers to be recognized, especially given what's been going on. Anything else, Sarah, about this honors thing?
No, just nominate people and get your friends to nominate people.
Okie dokie. Next is West Hartford Pride. So let me tell you, tonight, the West Hartford Pride Committee, with the Association of the Town, raised a LGBT flag in Unity Green, and it was a great turnout. And we had a proclamation. We had the cornered chorus singing, and there were kids and people of all walks of life. And the media was there, which is even greater because it means we're on TV, which we want. And that happened tonight. And if you drive through town center, just look up, you'll see the big American flag and the slightly smaller LGBT progress flag, which is great. Tomorrow, the Pride Kickoff is happening at Gastro Park from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. There'll be food trucks, there'll be lots of entertainment, and this is the second official kickoff to Pride. Sarah, I don't know what the event is on June 9th. I know that Barry Walters and And Joanna Schubert mentioned something, but I don't have it on the website. So I'm going to just skip June 9th unless you know what it is.
I don't. I just was gonna, this is Sarah asking. I was just gonna point out that we've posted up to our Facebook page graphics with all of their events, and also you can go to the West Hartford Pride Facebook page or the West Hartford Pride website and learn about all of the amazing events. But I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Don.
Oh, you're absolutely right. westhartfordpride.org is where I am right now. I'm not looking at your lovely face. I'm looking at this website. On June 10th, for $10, you'll get to hear me and 3 others tell a story. It's called Tell Me Another. It's at New Park Brewing at 485 New Park Avenue in West Hartford. I believe it's at 7 p.m. It doesn't say what time, and I should find out because I'm going to be there. The idea is that LGBTQ people have interesting stories to tell. And this is an event that was very popular last summer. It was held at the Universalist Church on Fern last year. And this year it's indoors with food and drinks. And I'm hoping you'll come. It's really interesting. I think you'll find my story especially interesting, but there will be other people who will be speaking. So don't come for me, come for everyone. June 15th, if you love soccer, and who doesn't, the Hartford Athletic is having a game, and we're calling it Pride Night, even if they're not calling it Pride Night. They're calling it $2 hot dog, $1 beer night. Or is it $1 hot dog, $2 beer night? I'm not sure which, but cheap beer and hot dogs and rainbow color. So come out to the Trinity Stadium. Hartford Athletic will play on June 15th in the evening. June 17th, comedy, something I'm not doing tonight. Laugh with Pride at the New Park Brewing, again, 485 New Park Avenue. In the evening, come see the comics. There'll be an event on June 24th, which we don't know what it is, but it's going to be great. I know there's going to be many other events that are going to be filled in as we go. June 25th is the really big day. Please mark your calendars. Please come out. The Human Rights Commission will be at the Pride Festival. But before the festival, at 11 a.m., there will be a rally on the steps of City Hall, Town Hall, sorry, old habits. Town Hall will have a rally at 11, and at noon, the Pride Festival kicks off in Blueback Square, just down the steps, and it's going to be great. And there's going to be a drag time story hour for kids inside the library. There's going to be an art show. There's going to be so many great events and food vendors and pina coladas. That was like the biggest thing last summer. It is just wonderful. So please come out and support your LGBTQ community. And that is the end of the report on Pride. The next item on the agenda is to talk about the Facebook Live. I'm sorry, Sarah Raskin.
We have 2 people's hands up, Eric and Provo.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at things, so I'm not looking at screens. So I apologize. I will stop and I will recognize Eric. Eric.
This is Eric Schoenberg. So, Don, you said that secondary to the Pride flag raising, there was an LGBT progress flag raising. I have never heard that in my life.
Sure.
Can you tell me what that's about?
I'll tell you a little bit about it. So Gilbert Baker designed the flag that we all basically see all the time. It's got 6 colors. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 colors. Red, orange, yellow, green. You got one? There you go.
Rainbow.
Rainbow, right? So that's the one most of us have seen. And then there's this one. You have one, Sarah? Handy, because I got one if I can run and grab it.
I do. It's in the next room. Should I run grab it?
I'll go get mine.
All right.
Progress flag was designed by a guy named-
I have never seen Dawn move that fast.
So it's got brown and black stripes to recognize people who of color who are part of the LGBTQ community, and then it also has the trans light blue and pink, and the ones that we were seeing tonight also had a circle for intersex.
So here we go.
So, Kristen, why wasn't Ariella cartwheeling in?
That was our
Because
question.
she
This
does
is
the
Kristen
cartwheels.
Rosen Jacobs addressing the very important issue of my. Yes.
This is what
So
it looks like when she's
there's
doing
the
tumble.
brown and black for intersectionality,
Oh.
and then the trans pink and blue, and then as I was saying,
Inter or inner? I didn't hear you.
intersectionality, the brown and
Uh-huh.
black for people of color who are also queer, and then the trans, and then tonight, right, Dawn, there was ones with
There's a new
circles for
version of this flag.
intersex. Yeah,
This flag has a new field where the white becomes another stripe, another delta. And inside the delta, where the white is now, there's yellow with a purple circle. That represents the intersex community. So yellow with a purple circle is intersex. white, blue, and pink represents transgender. Brown and black represents the brown and black members of our community. And each of these colors that Gilbert Baker designed, they each represent an aspect of the LGBTQ community.
Pramod?
You have a question, Pramod?
No, I'm, this is Pramod.
Promote.
Just going back to the Town of Compassion, I had talked with Renee.
Yes.
And there was an email blast on April 21st that went
I
out.
saw it.
So I will ask her again, see if we can do, again, and see if we can get more nominations.
Thank you, Pramod. What I would say, that email blast got us a bunch of nominations, but many of them were teachers. So I would say if she could edit the email a little bit.
Okay,
Indicate that no one who works for the town, including teachers, is eligible.
sure, we'll do that.
I'm going to defer. This is Dawn Ennis, the co-chair. I'm going to defer to Sarah Raskin, who has been doing Facebook Live, for you to update first on what you've been doing for Facebook Live, and then I'll tell you what Isam and I discussed today.
So all I've done so far, and Dawn, this is Sarah Raskin, Dawn Ennis was with me yesterday. We did a Facebook Live with the Pride Committee to inform folks in West Hartford on our page about Pride. And tonight I did a Facebook Live with Adrian Billings-Smith about the upcoming Juneteenth celebration, to make sure that everyone on our page is also aware of the amazing lineup they have put together for Juneteenth, which is June 19th. It'll be celebrated in West Hartford.
And this is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. Last year was the first big event, even though they celebrated Juneteenth the year before that. So this is the third technically, but the second really big one. And I got to tell you, music, food, entertainment, it's going to be wowzers. I wish I could be there. I'm traveling, but I hope our committee will be represented with a table and stuff like that.
This is Eric Schoenberg, and I gotta say I am so excited for this, and I'm so proud that my firm is the lead sponsor for Juneteenth.
Yay! That's awesome.
Thank you.
We're on the giveaway bags and everything. We're the sponsor.
Nice.
And I worked very hard to make that happen, and I think that celebration aligns with our firm's goals. I'll be there. Unfortunately, not as a representative capacity of the commission, in a professional sponsorship capacity, but we're very excited.
Thank you.
We have great giveaways too.
Now I'm really sad I'm going to miss it, but thank you. I want to just thank Eric for leading that charge and for representing our community. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. I want to thank you as well. And maybe we should do this by email, since we have so many members not present, but we should figure out if there are people who can be there for both Juneteenth and Pride to staff tables. I can't be there, unfortunately, for either of the weekends. I'm going to be away. So we should figure out if we actually have people that can be there for either of
I
those.
thought at the last in-person meeting we had in March that we had assigned people. I'll have to check the minutes, but I know that I can't be part of West Hartford Pride because I'm on the committee organizing Pride. So I'll be there, but not representing the Human Rights Committee. So we'll have commission. So we'll have to figure that part out.
I will, Sarah Schoenberg, I will try to make it work for the Saturday Pride, but I'm fully committed the next weekend, so it's tough to do 2 full days in a row, 2 full Saturdays in a row.
Don't I agree. And it's going to be crazy because I am also on the board of directors of the Triangle Community Center down in Fairfield County. So all those other prides are happening everywhere else. I have to be somehow. So it's going to
this is Kristen Rosen Jacobs. I am probably available for Pride. I had planned on attending. I just have to check a few familial logistics.
What we'll do, Don Ennis here, what we'll do is maybe we could put together a schedule of give us an hour at a table, and then you can go do whatever you want to do with the family or whatever. If we just get somebody to do an hour at a table at a time, and that would be great.
This is Eric Schoenberg. I can probably figure out a way to get half of Pride in.
Okay.
If someone can at least cover the rest of it.
Yep. We'll try and make it work. We now know where the flags are, the banners. Kristen has them. Kristen has the banner for West Hartford Human Rights Commission, and I think you also have a Pride banner too. Is that right?
So there was one, sorry, this is Kristen again, Kristen Rosen. There was a pride flag, but it's the original version. I have an additional one that lived for many years in my classroom, which I'm happy to donate to our organization, but it's not the new one. So I don't
And if
know
I
if that's
sorry.
This is Sarah
consideration.
Raskin. I have a
Good.
big of the new one. It doesn't have the intersex, but it has the rest of it that I'm happy to donate to our table. It's just from a
Mhm.
one time with my kid when we were at New York Pride and we picked it up.
And this is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. I want everyone to understand, and I appreciate everyone who's an ally. Just because our flag may be old doesn't mean it's not important or symbolic and representative. It's just that it's like everything. You want to be more representative and much as representative as possible. So that's why the new ones are evolving. It doesn't mean the old ones should be burned or put away or something like that. It's just, it's just
It's aggressive.
new is better. Yeah. And
Well, inclusive is better.
and I gotta say, guess what? What a surprise! There are people who hate the new flags. Okay, whatever. Next order of business. Oh yeah, about Facebook Live. I have to continue. So I had a conversation with Ihra about a couple of things. One of the things was Facebook Live, which we've been talking about. We lost Kristen. I think I chased her away by coughing. Hopefully she'll come back. I didn't realize that coughing would chase her away.
I think her connection's been spotted the entire time.
I think it's because I coughed.
She looks like blurry.
I think it's because
Not intentionally, like me.
I think it's completely
Or
like,
Pramod.
aren't you guys like in a gauze, like in a like a 40s
No,
movie?
Takesha told me that you have to have a brand new computer to blur the behind. So work got me a new computer and it blurs
wow.
the behind.
I have a new
I know.
computer, but I don't care. So what does
I
it
had
like
that
about
for a long
Kristen?
time. I couldn't blur. I couldn't put those fake backdrops because my computer was too old. Now I have a new one, but
Welcome back, Kristen.
This is Kristen Rosen Jacobs. I was just in the upside down, and now I'm back.
I thought my coughing chased you away. Welcome back. This is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. So Ihra says that we're going to meet in September when he returns from his international travels to teach and etc. About Facebook Live. Our hope is to line up speakers who will be interesting people that people will want to hear from and put them on, just like Sarah did with Barry Walters, Joanna Schubert, and Adrienne Ace Billing-Smith. So that's something we will do, and we thank Sarah. We want to give her a big round of applause for taking the initiative, and we will get it done. But it's going to happen. It's just slow, rolling it out slowly. Any other discussion about that? No. Oh yeah, Eric, I see your hand.
Separate topic. This is Eric Schoenberg, and I just want to say how excited I am to have Kristen Rosen Jacobs on the committee. I've known her for a while, and I know that her commitment to human rights is pure, unadulterated, and all out. And I think she's an amazing addition to our committee, and I could not be more excited to have her with us. So I'm gonna, for those of us in the room that understand, I'm cavelling very hard that she is with us, and it's great.
Dahlia agrees.
We are thrilled, and I'm also realizing that this commission is heavily represented by people that know what cavelling is.
Yes. And
Everybody.
We'll
Sorry,
explain it.
Pramod.
We'll explain it to Pramod. We'll explain it. I think he gets it. I got to say that you're out of order, Eric, but this is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. We will all say that we are so happy that Kristen joined us. I only got to meet her at the Memorial Day parade and her lovely family. And we've been talking. We had a conversation on the phone. We have much to talk about in the future, and I think that she will be an excellent addition. She also wanted to know if she's going to get kicked off in a couple of months, and I assured her that no, she's just filling out the remaining term, and then we'll be continuing on the serve a full term in addition to the months that she's filling out the previous term. So next, so this says, status update on HRC's recommendation letter to Town Hall that West Hartford adopt the IHRA definition. Sarah, is that you? I knew you were working on it with someone, right?
So Ihra and I sent it to Sherry. At some point after that, we wrote back and said, any news? And no, unless Eric's heard separately, I haven't heard anything else.
This is Eric Schoenberg. I would never go around anyone on our commission who's following up on something. But I had been thinking about it, and thank you, Co-Chair Dawn, for bringing it up. So the question is, how do we make it not something that's just like sitting in the queue? Because Sarah, you indicated that you had no doubt that it would get through.
I have no doubt it will get through.
So
can
how
tell you that.
do we help make that happen? Because apparently it's not a priority.
I mean,
I'm happy to be the bad guy if you don't want to be.
I don't think there's any bad guy. I'm happy to write to them again. There's no downside to writing to them again, and I don't see it as being a bad guy. I can write again and just say any news.
Oh, I'll leave this completely in your domain. I would never want to step on anyone's toes,
No, it's fine.
especially after you assured that it would go through. So
There's no toes, no toes, all good.
No toes. Oh my goodness. This is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. I want to be on the record as support of toes. And I don't think Eric would ever step on someone's toes. So next
I
item.
would do better than that.
Okay. Next item is the outcome from HRC meeting in Memorial Day Parade, marching in Memorial Day Parade. I want to say that there is nothing better than having your neighbors applaud and cheer for you because you're standing up for human rights. What a thrill that was for me. I hope also for Sarah and for Kristen as we marched through town and people stood up and applauded and stopped what they were doing, their conversations, to give us a cheer. And it was just wonderful. And I really mean it. I mean, people really stopped and looked at our banner and said, yeah, that was great. It makes me feel good. And I just want to share that with all of you. I will say that having a cute little, she's 7. How old is she?
Kristen Rosen Jacobs. She is 7 going on 29 and a half, actually. Yeah.
Having a 7-year-old who's going on 29 and a half, this is Dawn Ennis, co-chair, is a big bonus because people love cute little kids. So we need to recruit cute little kids for all future events.
Dawn, can I just, this is Kristen again. I don't want to just sort of tag on this.
Yes.
As cute as she is, and as parents, we can all, we can totally empathize here. Being part of this commission to me was about showing my children that if we have opinions, if we care about our community, we're leading by example, and we're leading by example by contributing. And so it meant a lot to me that she was there. My stepson was also there as well. He was with his mom on the sidelines cheering on. So both my children had an opportunity to see that the best way to really show that you truly care about your community is to be participatory. So that was important.
This is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. I did not know that fact, and I'm so glad to hear that he got to witness it as well. And I hope that you are just a shining example of what West Hartford's all about. Today is, on a completely separate note, LGBT Family Day. And even though you're not LGBT, the whole idea of this day is to tell other Americans that families look like all different kinds. They're all different kinds of families. And some families have blended families, and some families have 2 moms and 2 dads, or 1 mom like me, whose kids call them dad. And I want to say it's wonderful that y'all could, enjoy the day like that. So hats off to you. Next item.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're out of order. So the other thing about Memorial Day Parade that I want to just point out real quick. I had people come up to me and say, are you on the West Hartford Human Rights Commission? This is before we had the whole banner like sticking out. People recognized me from the WebEx, if you can believe it. And they said that they have been watching us and they want to continue to watch us. So next time we can have a vote, I'm going to bring up the same vote I brought up at our last in-person meeting to have these sessions recorded, because these 2 people that talk to me really do think that it's important to be able to see us in action. And they really enjoyed our speakers, and they just encouraged us to keep on having these sessions be available. So I know minutes are available, but it's not the same. And
well, people can come in person. People should know they're always welcome to attend our meetings, just like a town council meeting or a Board of Ed meeting.
I don't disagree. I just wanted to make the point. Any other point on this before I move on? Good. Okay, good. Great. Open discussion. Now, this is a good time for Eric to say what a wonderful thing it is to have Kristen with us. There's a couple of items. Sarah, you want to say something? I'm sorry.
Oh, I have a bunch of things I'd like to
Yep.
cover, but only when you're ready, Don.
I want to just go through the real quick list here. On this list, it says update on construction signs at Ihra. I don't think there's an update. Nothing else there. There are some future topic discussions, but none of those need to be come up before. Sarah Raskin, you're recognized. And Orange, you glad it's your turn.
I see what you did there. This is Sarah Raskin. I have a bunch of things I just want to go over quickly. One is that, as Dawn so cleverly did her segue, June 2nd is Wear Orange Day. For those of you who don't know, Hadiah Pendleton was a young woman from Chicago who actually participated in Obama's inauguration, and then shortly afterwards was shot and killed in Chicago. And so her friends and family have asked that every year on her birthday, we recognize the importance of preventing gun violence and gun deaths. Her friends asked people to wear orange because that's the color hunters wear in order to stay safe, and they wanted people to stay safe. So Mayor Cantor has once again this year put forward a proclamation saying that June 2nd is Gun Violence Prevention Day in the town of West Hartford. And that proclamation will be presented to the town council on June 14th at their meeting. If anybody would like to join me on June 14th at the town council meeting to receive the proclamation, I would love to have company, and you can wear orange. I also just wanted to
As co-chair, can I just add a point? Don't wear orange to Home Depot. This happened to me. Everybody stopped asking me where things are.
Dawn, seriously, this is very serious we're talking about. Come on.
I know, but
Save your comedy for the 14th, was it?
the 10th. But the 14th is the comedy night. I'm not on the comedy night. I'm on the storytelling night. But it's true.
I was right.
If you wear orange to Home Depot, you will be stopped endlessly. So don't go to Home Depot if you're wearing orange. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you for that tip. So I also just wanted to, in addition to checking in about people tabling, I'm actually have been organizing the vendors for West Hartford Pride, but as I said, I can't be there because I have to attend a friend's mother's funeral that day in Maryland. And so if anybody wanted to help oh, thank you, Kristen, for that. If anybody wanted to help just get the vendors situated, I'll have the whole thing organized, but just to get them situated that morning, just reach out to me, either members of the commission or anybody else in town that can just be there that day with a clipboard telling people where to go. That would be great. That's June 25th for the Pride Festival.
What time in the morning? What time would they have to be there?
That's an excellent question. I think that they start at 11, so setting up at 11, so maybe be there 10 or 10:30. Okay, where was I? Reminding people about the celebrations that we signed up for, and Kristen, I will send you the sheet if there are any of these. What we agreed to, Kristen, is that for each of the major holidays that we have listed, somebody will take one in order to do a Facebook Live or a post or a story or something commemorating that holiday. And we thought if we assign them in advance, then we wouldn't do what we had been doing, which is on the day of everybody going, shoot, we should really post something about this. Who wants to write something real quick? And so I'll send you the list and you can pick one, but just reminding everyone to keep track of the list. I thought Ted did a very nice job with the Memorial Day one. I also wanted to find out if people wanted to do the human rights celebration again in December, and if we wanted to assume that we were doing it live. I'm asking only because we don't meet again until September, and so parts of that probably will need to be coming together very quickly after our September meeting. So I was hoping to I know we can't have a real vote, but just get a sense from folks if we want to do the annual celebration of the International Declaration of Human Rights again this year.
This is Eric Schoenberg. I think this may have been circulated already, but was there an email identifying which commemorations were assigned to which people?
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll put it in the chat as soon as I do all my announcements. I'll put it in the chat for you.
I'm sorry, I did fail to
No worries.
comment on mine, and I don't want to forget that.
No
This is
worries.
Dawn as co-chair. I second what Eric said because I completely blanked on what ones I volunteered for. And I was just wondering if anyone can tell me what's the next one. I mean, is June Pride Month one of those things? Or
So Pride is one. I'll look for the link in a second, but I do have it in front of me. So the next one will be Pride, which is you, Dawn.
yeah, I had a feeling it wouldn't be me. Okay, well, I'll get on that after we get this meeting done. Do I
Eric,
post it or do I send it to you, Sarah?
you can send it to me. You can post it, and but we should send
I'd
it by
rather send it to
email.
you. I'd rather send it to you as a second set of eyes.
We'll send it to everybody because we all
Yeah,
should.
no, I meant, yeah, no, I agree.
And Eric, you are Juneteenth, just so you know.
Yes, that I do remember. Perfect.
Okay, so that's
This
good.
is Kristen Rosen Jacobs. So I'm happy to jump in on this. This is sort of in my wheelhouse of research and writing and journalism, and happy to do it and quickly. So if you need something.
And this is Sarah. This is Sarah. Holy shit! This is Dawn Ennis, coach. Channeling Sarah.
I don't blame you for wanting to be like her.
I want to be
She's
her.
really
I want
incredible.
to be like you. My point was that it doesn't have to be lengthy. I thought Ted did a great job of explaining the very complex history of Memorial Day, but a couple of paragraphs is fine. I just don't want anyone to feel like they have to write an essay. This isn't.
I think one little meme length is fine. One little image is fine. I mean, I will share with you that part of my dream is that we connect it to people in the town doing work around the issue. So for me, like, you know, I have Labor Day, so I'm going to talk to people working with labor unions and find out how people can get involved and support workers and, you know, support issues that are important to workers. You know, last time I did human trafficking. So I talked to people from Love 46 and said, you know, how can folks in West Hartford get involved? So to me, that would be a really nice piece of it if that works for the holiday that you pick. If it doesn't, then I'm not trying to be pushy. I'm just saying that there's lots of different ways you can approach this.
Well, this is Dawn Ennis, co-chair. I'm gonna riff on that by plugging my talk show, which is out today, and it's about West Hartford Pride, and it's Rise Up with Dawn, and it's on WHCI and on YouTube, and it will be something I can put on the human rights page once I send it to you all.
I'd already posted it. I shared it on the human rights page.
You're the best. Well, I'll post the website instead. Tell me if anything else you have on your list, Sarah.
Yes. So the only other thing is because, again, it's coming up. Oh, I have two more things. I'm sorry. One, because it comes up quickly, is we've typically partnered with the Indigenous Peoples Day celebration that comes out of the Noah Webster House now. It used to be a town hall. Now it's at the Noah Webster House. Again, that'll come up quickly when our meeting comes up in September. So I just wanted to see if there was support for that, so that we can, you know that we already have a sense that we do want to support that if they start to write to us in August or.
This is John as co-chair. I would endorse that, and I hope that our whole commission would.
Any objection? Did I get confirmation for the December 10th celebration of human rights?
We haven't. I haven't responded to that yet. I was waiting for you to finish, but I can respond now. My thinking is that we should be striving for an in-person Human Rights Commission, Human Rights Celebration, like we used to do, and to take what we've learned from doing the streaming version and adapt it so that it's faster. I think we all remember the last one that we did in person was arduous. So
I take full responsibility. Yes, fewer.
Yeah, but the last one we did on video was just so wonderful. So I don't want to lose that. So maybe I don't know, maybe there's some kind of component where we have a video that we put on our website with the kids doing the thing again, and we just do a different version. I don't know. I'm open to ideas, but I definitely think we should be in person. And I don't know if there's any objections. We can't vote on it, but we can at least hear what other people think.
Dawn, this is Kristen Rosen Jacob. So maybe for those people listening in who are not familiar, and especially for me, could you just sort of give me the Twitter version of how the how the event has been run previously? What your ideal event would look like? Let's, obviously.
We'll defer to Sarah.
This is Sarah Raskin. So it started small, right, Promote, in the Faxon Library, where we just had people stand up and read the Declaration of Human Rights. Then we
Explain
moved
what that is, just Sarah, just to make sure everybody understands.
Oh, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right. So you can look it up. Eleanor Roosevelt was the one that pushed it forward. It lists articles that are specific rights, like everyone has the freedom to move within their country. Everyone has the right to marry who they want. Everyone has the right to make decisions for their children. There's a 30, I think, altogether articles of human rights. And so, because we're a Human Rights Commission, we've always sort of run by, yeah, thank you. That's it, Kristen. So, so then we moved to Town Hall. I've worked really hard to have different people reading it that come from all of the diversity that is West Hartford. So younger folks, older folks, folks speaking in 20 different languages, reading the articles in their native language, people who are disabled, some people doing sign language. So really to represent the diversity of everything that is.
And exchange students too, right? Don't ask saying.
Students. So just to represent all that is West Hartford. Then when we moved to Town Hall, we added in addition to just having people reading the Declaration, which is beautiful and powerful by itself, we added in music. So those same Conard Voices of the World choir, the Hall High Jazz Band as people entered, keynote speakers, an amazing dancer that Pramod recommended to us. Yeah. So, so the program, and poets, the West Hartford Poet Laureate read a poem. So it was a beautiful event. But then the final year that we did it in person, it just was long. We just had one of everything: dancer, singer, poet, 3 speakers, because we and a land acknowledgement that ended up going on for 10 minutes, and all the kind of stuff. So it just ended up being like 2 hours long, and people were tired, and it was a school night. So I do think that although every single element of that event I thought was amazing, you can't do it all in one night. So I agree it should be in person. I agree it should be pared down. I still think the reading of the Declaration should be the centerpiece of it. But I think, maybe one keynote and one musical act is enough. And then we can all go home and bask in the glow of the event. But we can deal with all these details, and someone else can take charge of it. I just want to know that we wanted to go forward.
Any thoughts, please? Don't ask co-chair.
This is Kristen Rosen Jacobs, and my husband probably would frown on me volunteering for more things, but I'm happy to take that and run with it. And whatever capacity you want me to.
It really is a fun event. I was a speaker 2 years ago. I'm sorry, Pramod, go ahead. I'll shut up.
This is Pramod. And, as Sarah and everyone was saying, the video part was really amazing. So maybe we can ask Jen from Channel 5 to stream it and maybe record it, and so it can be viewed later on too.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, this is Don Ennis. And what was really amazing to us was that some of the schools actually produced it themselves. Like they actually did a lot of the work for us, which I think made it easier for Sarah. I hope it made it easier. Sarah, does that live on a website somewhere?
It's on the public TV. Yeah, the community TV website.
So if you go to WHCI on YouTube, you'll be able to find it. Look for human rights, and declaration would probably be the key word there. I'm just excited about it coming back. It's in person, and we'll find a way to make it the best ever. So we'll talk about it.
Can I refer to myself as KRJ or always Kristen Rosen Jacobs?
No. You can call yourself KRJ if you want.
This is Eric Schoenberg. You have to announce yourself as Kristen Rosen Jacobs. Amazing person. Go ahead.
I love that this is going down in eternity and being recorded. I appreciate that there's a record of someone saying that at least once in my life. So is it exclusive to just public schools, or are we including private schools in West Hartford as well to participate?
It wasn't just people from schools. Like I said, it was older
Oh
folks.
yeah, no, I know.
younger
I was just
folks,
curious.
You meant
adults.
the other schools involved too.
Yes, absolutely. Every school in West Hartford was invited. We had, so the American School for the Deaf obviously
Yep.
was included. We had people from all of, Saint, whatever, I'm forgetting. I don't know these things.
Timothy,
West
Saint Timothy.
Catholic, Kingswood, Oxford. Yes. We had any resident of West Hartford is welcome to participate. And Kristen, what I can do is send you materials offline. I'm happy to help you. I have a Google sheet of the people that have read all the articles in the past and what languages they speak or where they're from or what they represent. And I can share that with you. And then some people leave, so you can fill in, replace, do whatever you want with it, but just to have a starting point, because that is a tremendous amount of work to organize even just that part of it. And I can also tell you who we've had for speakers and musicians and stuff. And so when Kate Callahan was the state troubadour, we had her perform. We've had Takesha actually was our speaker a couple of years ago before she was on the
Great.
commission.
I videotaped that. I remember this. Dawn Ennis. One thing I want to say is that because Sarah has every intention to leave us in December when her term expires, it would be a good idea for
Exactly.
Kristen or someone else to
Exactly.
shadow Sarah as we go. I'm just
No,
saying what's the
Kristen,
reality, Mr. Eric, amazing
it's
person.
the reality. So Kristen, you can be in charge and I'll just support you and give you the what we did in the past and sort of answer your questions, and then you can take over after I leave.
This is Eric Schoenberg. Sarah has been nominated and has involuntarily accepted another 3-year term as a commissioner on the commission. So congratulations, Sarah.
The bylaws, Mr. Attorney, do not allow me to do that.
It was involuntary. It's fine.
But I love you all and I'll always be around. Okay, last thing on my list is now that we're back to doing things in person, like the December celebration and the parades and things, I think we need to put somebody back in charge of negotiating with the town manager, who's a new town manager. So this will be news to him for funding. Thank you, Eric, for volunteering.
I'm the treasurer, of
and
course.
elected. Okay, all right,
Yes,
good.
Of course, this is Eric.
So
Of course.
So we need money.
Okay, so actually, fair question for both Dawn and Sarah. Do we have a budget?
That's what I'm asking you to do.
But that's what we need you to create.
So currently we have 0 budget, correct?
That's exactly right. This much.
Okay, so treasurer is a false position, given no budget.
It's a wishful
money
position.
before. So we had money before when Barry was on the commission, and it was just kind of, he would ask for money when we need it, and the town manager would say yes or no, usually yes. And then we had agreed that we needed a treasurer position because we really needed a budget and we needed to know in advance, and it shouldn't be piecemeal and it should be approved annually. And then COVID happened, and that was the end of that.
And
So-
the town has, this is Dawn Ennis, the town has not actually carved out a budget for us, so we would be requesting funds.
So
It's piecemeal either.
this is Eric Schoenberg. Sarah, can you give me a primer and tips and tricks on how to get me started on this, and then I can follow that and
Absolutely.
get it accomplished? Because I'm sure that there is money generally available for commissions. We just have to ask.
Exactly. Dawn Ennis speaking. Any other questions about that?
We
Follow
can
the
get that money.
Follow the money, Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Eric will not be part of comedy night on June 14th, but I do want to thank him for bringing comedy to the West Hartford Human Rights Commission. The following future topic suggestions were on our April agenda, and I'm carrying them over into, our May agenda, which we didn't have a May meeting. So I'm carrying them on to the June meeting. The first is a discussion on reparations. The second is a follow-up discussion on school resource officers in schools. I mention this because of recent events and a bill that is circulating at the State House in Hartford that would, if passed, eliminate SROs in schools. It has the backing of both State Senator Slapp and West Hartford State House Representative Jillian Gilchrist. And I will pause before I move on to the last three items. Does anyone have any discussion about reparations or SROs that they want to hold here? Or should we just move these to our next big meeting in September?
This is Eric Schoenberg, treasurer. I agree that we should move those for right now.
We'll put them on the agenda for the September meeting. We don't need to vote on it, but is anyone in disagreement for that? Any disagreements?
This is Sarah Raskin. The only question I have, I guess the session's over, is maybe we could circulate via email the proposed bill, and then we could decide if we as a commission would like to put any official support behind the bill once we've had a chance to read it.
Sounds like a plan. The last two things are a proposal to have a joint meeting with the Affordable Housing Committee. And the next one is something very similar, which is joint meetings with other boards and commissioners. I think we've been talking about this ad infinitum and we should just go forward, but does anyone have any objections to us including that in our September meeting, which sounds like it's going to be pretty packed? Sarah?
You just made me think as you were talking that maybe we want a joint meeting with the forgetting the official name, the community police.
The police thing, yeah.
Yeah, to talk about SROs.
Civilian Review Board, the Civilian Review Board.
Thank you.
And we actually talked about that at one of these meetings. I can't remember which one. And we said we should have some kind of, feedback.
Connection liaison, and I think I suggested ACE, right?
The liaison was busted. Yeah,
No,
they said we don't need that, and thank you. No, we don't want you to suggest things like that.
Whatever.
This is Dawn Hennis, co-chair, saying, "Oh well." Doesn't mean we shouldn't ask to meet with them. And I know a representative named Ace Billing Smith who might want to meet with us because she's on the town council. And hey, wait, is she still on the Civilian Review Board now that she's on town
I don't
council?
think so.
I don't
now
think
that
she
she's on
can be.
town
Oh,
council.
damn it,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay, well, we'll find somebody.
Do you want me to, this is promote.
Hello,
Do
promote.
you want me to go and find, folks from that and look for other commissions?
I
Maybe
think
line
we
up
should-
and give them some dates for.
I think we should really hold off because I think what's going to happen is we're going to meet in September and it's going to be a laundry list of 100 things. And if we start planning now to have people talk in September, we're not going to get to the 100 things. So let's just all agree, unless someone disagrees, that this is something we want to bring up before the entire commission via email, and we will hopefully have it on the agenda for our next meeting. And Sarah Raskin just sent something in the chat. I didn't see what it was because I was looking elsewhere. What was it?
Yes.
This is Eric Schoenberg. Dawn, I think what you say sounds very reasonable.
Thank you, Eric. What was that, Sarah? What was that thing you just sent?
Civilian Review Board members.
Okay, good. I'll definitely put it in the minutes. Thank you for entering that. Anything else in the chat, I'll put in the minutes as well. Believe it or not, I know this has been fun, but we are at the end. And although we can't actually vote, I can just basically declare that if anyone has any future or other plans or anything else you want to say that have not an opportunity to say, this is your opportunity before we close.
I call this is Eric Schoenberg. I call on Kristen to give a final feeling.
I just want to say thank you to all of you for welcoming me. I think now more than ever, it is critical that we are inclusive, welcoming, accepting, empathetic, and aware of our surroundings and our community and the world at large. And I think that this is the perfect place for us to be able to have that voice be heard. I'm so proud to be part of this.
Thank you, Kristen. This is Dawn and his co-chair. I also want to share with you that Isam has pledged to be at our September meeting. He is doing important work, and we're very grateful to him for his first putting himself in jeopardy. And this is a man who risks his life every time he travels. So we're hopeful he has safe travels and he returns to us without incident, and he promises to update us on his travels when he returns. We're also going to have a conversation besides Facebook Live on letting the town management and the minority party know that we would just like to have more interactions with them regarding our commissioners, and we hope to do that together. Ihra has already reached out to the mayor, and that is a starting point. I don't have anything else to update you on regarding Ihra. We wish Takesha safe travels. We wish Ted the best. We miss you. We miss Aurora. We hope that the baby's doing well. And for me, I want to just let all of the viewers know that, as has been tradition, the West Hartford Human Rights Commission will not be meeting on July or August, but we'll be back September 7th, a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock in person at, you tell me, Pramod, where are we going to meet September 7th, Pramod?
At the Elmwood Community Center.
We will be there, and we will be in person. And because we are in person and there are no facilities for live broadcasts, we will be providing minutes after that meeting, but we will certainly encourage you and invite you to attend. And it'll be posted on our website exactly what room we'll be in at Elmwood. So thank you to my commissioners, to my friends, to my town and my neighbors. I hereby close the meeting of the West Hartford Human Rights Commission for June 1st. Happy Pride, happy LGBTQ Families Day, and please be kind to one another. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yay, Kristen, you survived.
Thank you.
You
I'm
did
so
great.
excited to be here.
You did great. Thank you, Pramod.
Thanks. Bye-bye.